I'm glad that you are here, and I would like to know what is the importance of your name. You're Mahima Saini. So what do you mean by the Mahima? Mahima नाम किसने दिया आपको? आपके पेरेंट्स ने या किसी रिलेटिव ने?
जी सर, मेरे पेरेंट्स ने दिया और महिमा का नाम द ग्रेटनेस ऑफ गॉड या द ग्लोरी ऑफ गॉड.
Glory of the God. Fine. Mahima, this is glory of God. Fine. Mahima.
Yes,
So this is the name given to you by your parents. So do you also relate this name with you? That there is some kind of glory attached with your personality, or like that ever you have felt like this?
sir, that is definitely a principle in my life that I have to follow. There are a lot of things that are yet to be done to achieve justice for that name. But yes, in my personal life, whatever little bit I have been able to do with the support of everyone and in my lifestyle, so that I have been able to do a little bit contribution from my side to justify the name.
So you are trying to justify the name. You are fine. So may I know, as you said so far, you have little bit few achievements in with you. So may I know out that what are those achievements?
Sir, they are very small achievements, but when one incident, sir, if I may quote, so I had when I was in my hostel, sir. At that time, there was a water tanker, overhead water tanker on top of the building, which whenever it would get filled, then the water would keep overflowing unless and until someone manually went and switched it off. So I used to notice that there's a lot of water that is being wasted, and it used to be clean water, potable water. And so with the help of the rector who is there and the security guards who were there, I did my little bit to create awareness about the importance of water. And after that, they set up a sensor there. So as soon as the sensor would beep, without the water overflowing, they were able to switch off the overhead tank.
Mm-hmm. But this is not what justify the name Mahima or like this glory. Something else like your achievement in your academic, where your parents felt that yes, this is something which can be glorified, this something can be praised of, like that. I would like to know that about this.
Sir, one thing that I tried to do in my college was to be a part of the legal aid cell, and through that, I was able to spread a legal awareness with the help of my colleagues and the teachers who are there. So I hope that that is one thing that my parents are proud of.
Okay, fine. Your mother is Dr. Savita Seni. So
Yes, sir.
is it because she is what? Oh, so she's BHMS. Fine. She's a homeopathic doctor. Fine.
Right, sir.
And your father is Captain Mukesh Saini. He has been captain. He is serving
Yes.
captain right now at present.
No, sir. No, he has served in the Short Service Commission, and now he's working with Brookfield Properties Private Limited.
Okay. So Mahima, I would like to know this. Your mother is a doctor. Your father has a armed forces background. Fine. So what inspired you to go into this field? Because naturally, a daughter of a doctor would like to become a doctor. Fine. They would like to, bring their child into their field. So what do you say in that case? You are going into entirely different field now.
So, when I took up law in my college, it really excited me, and the idea of judiciary inspired me a lot because a judge plays a decisive role, sir, in the administration of justice. And through my legal knowledge that I had gained during my graduation, I wanted to be of service to the public, and that is something that has inspired me to take up the goal of judiciary, sir.
But did your parents never pressurize you like that? You come to our field, come be doctor like this.
No, sir, no.
It was your own choice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what exactly attracted you to become a judicial officer? It's very unique. Everyone knows this is a unique service, I would like to say. But everyone has his or her own inclinations or interest. So I would be interested in knowing that.
So the main idea is this behind my motive, that I have whatever legal knowledge I have acquired, that I want to use for the service of the public and from the perspective of a judge, because a judge really plays a very decisive role in the administration of justice. And that is the role which excites me the most in the legal profession. And I
You want
also
to
feel that, yes, sir.
Okay, fine. You continue, please continue.
Yes, sir. I was saying that I also feel that it is something that can also help me in my growth in my personal life. So that they are two factors that really inspire me to take this up.
Fine. Maybe, yes, I was saying to you that there are so many other ways also through which we can join it. Fine. This is what you can go for the high court practice. You can go for the PILs file कर सकते हैं आप. You can serve the people in a better way, because in judicial services, there are so many limitations. Within those limitations only you can do that. Otherwise not.
So definitely all the fields that you mentioned just now are very, very noble fields. But yes, sir, that one thing is there, that in judiciary, the judge gets the opportunity to analyze the facts and evidence of both the parties and gets to play a role which is very, very fundamental in the justice administration system. Along with that, it is definitely the financial stability and the reputation that the profession offers that drives me towards it.
Yes, okay. Financial stability. So you mean to say you want to serve, you want to do something good, but without insecuring your personal life as well, right? Fine,
Yes, sir.
very fine. So give me one reason that why should we select you as a judicial officer? How can you say, because we have 3 times candidate in comparison to our vacancies, so we have to select 1 out of 3. So give me the one reason why should you be selected for this?
Third, in my humble opinion, I feel that if I get selected and if I get the opportunity, I will be able to discharge my functions in the best possible way. And the commitment that I will have towards my service and the ethics and integrity with which I will work could definitely be one of the reasons why. So I feel that I deserve the post.
Okay. So even then, there are certain qualities, certain requirements for the post of the judicial officers. Fine. So, do you think you have those qualities to become a judicial officer apart from the knowledge of law?
Yes, sir, I do believe.
Okay, you do believe. So, what qualities do you have that so that we can recommend you for that purpose?
So I would not be able to give an objective perspective about myself, but from what I have been able to analyze in my own life, I can definitely throw some light on it. So I think that time management and a focus and commitment towards a particular goal or a particular cause is something that I have been able to inculcate in my life, and the judiciary preparation has really helped me in strengthening the qualities. So that is one of the qualities that a judge should also have: focus, perseverance, time management, and the ability to have empathy. I think these are some of the qualities that a judge should have.
Only these qualities?
No, sir, there are definitely more, such as neutrality, impartiality, and courage, creativity, sound knowledge of law, as you pointed out, sir. So that is why I did not speak that. And yes, sir, these are some of the qualities.
But ma'am, as I say, if you are saying that a judge should be a person of empathy, and on the contrary, you are saying that he should be neutral as well. Fine. So how can a person be neutral having empathy? If he's so compassionate or he is so much empathetic person, so how can you expect that he can remain neutral? He can always be, biased sometimes. So don't you think you are having contradictory characteristic qualities in your personality?
Sir, empathy, as I understand it to be, means the ability to be able to understand the feelings of other people, and that ability can only come from a perspective of compassion. As you said, that compassion is there. So, definitely, that one difference then comes between sympathy and empathy, sir. That in sympathy, a person really flows in the story of another person, and they feel that grief and whatever feelings that are there. But in case of empathy, you see that situation or that person's feelings from a neutral point of view. So that it will not then be contradictory qualities, because empathy does not mean to be able to relate to their story, but to be able to understand their story.
Okay, so can you give me one example, one instance that when from which you can convince us that you are having such qualities in your practical life, you have done anything like this?
So relating to empathy, if I'm allowed to give some personal life related examples, so
Yeah,
in
yeah.
when I have so when I'm sitting with my family members or with my friends, whenever I'm interacting with anyone, I tend to observe the people not only in the sense of what they are talking, but also the non-verbal communication, their demeanor, and their expressions. So that helps in identifying, not always, but a majority of the time, sir, as to what that person would be feeling. So sometimes when we are there in a group, some person does not seem to be in their best spirit. So later on, when I've asked them whether there is anything else that is going on in their mind, so they have been able to relate and they have been able to share their story, and that ability to listen patiently also got inculcated through that, sir.
Mm-hmm. So you use the word demanure.
Yes, sir.
Why? There is a particular section in any of the books you have read so far. Can you quote that section at present? Demanure.
Yes, sir. Under CRPC, I'm able to recollect that the demeanor of the accused person can be seen. However, I'm not able to recall the exact section number, sir.
Okay, this is
When evidence
CRPC.
is taken at that time. Yes, sir, CRPC.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. May I help you? I help you.
Sure,
Fine.
sir. Yes, sir.
So this is CRPC, and you are recording the evidence, and these are the sections. These are the sections relating to the procedure of recording of evidence. Now,
Right.
Can you recollect it now?
So I'm
Trials,
able to recall section
trial,
280
trial.
or
Yes, yes,
yes,
you're
sir.
right. Very
So
right.
so
Because
280 or 281, I'm not able to get the
yes,
correct
yes. No, no,
recollection,
no,
but
no,
yes,
no,
sir.
no. You have like very good, very good. Recollect. Fine. Now I come to this Mumbai. You
Yes,
belong
sir.
to such a great city, Mumbai, and this is everyone's dream to travel to visit at least once in life to Mumbai. Fine. I would like to know something about Mumbai from you on that. Mumbai.
So
Tell me
Mumbai
something
is
about
the it's the financial capital of India, sir, and definitely there is a charm to the city, and so much so that everybody has that dream that once they do want to visit Mumbai. And regarding Mumbai, sir, it was earlier not the city as we see it today. It was only a group of seven islands, and it was under the Portuguese rule. So later on, when the Britishers took over this territory, that is when they connected those islands, and we have the city as it is today. So it was the name Mumbai, sir. It comes from goddess Mumba Devi, and the locals here used to refer to the city as Mumba, and then later on, through the course of time, the Britishers then named it Mumbai, and they also did take a lot of initiative to ensure that trade and commerce is grown here a lot, and I think that definitely helped in the growth of the city as we see today.
okay, fine, fine. So now, Mahima, let me know what are your favorite subjects of law. What is
Sir,
it?
I enjoy reading CRPC and evidence. These are two of my favorite subjects, sir.
Anything else?
No,
evidence
sir.
set?
All subjects are very interesting. But if I have to pick some from them, then yes, these subjects.
Okay. And which is with the worst subject you would like to quote for that?
So IPC is something that I find a little tricky.
IPC is tricky for you.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. So let me know. I give you one example that there is a marriage program. You know, your parents has booked a banquet hall for your marriage, and on the fateful day, anyhow, this there is that banquet hall is somehow attracts fire and it is completely burned. It cannot function anymore. Now you are saying that anyhow that banquet hall owner should make arrangements so that on the date fixed there should be proper marriage function, but he is unable to do that. So you want to sue that owner. You means your parents, your father wants to sue that. So what is the legal proposition in that regard?
So in reference to IPC,
This is not IPC. I repeat my query. If you have not understood,
yes,
no
sir.
issue in that. Your father has entered into a contract with a banquet hall service provider for the function of your marriage.
Right.
Fine. So there is a contract between your father and the banquet hall owner. On the day before the day fixed of the marriage, that banquet hall is destroyed because of fire.
Right.
Because of fire, it is destroyed. Now your father is saying, I don't know anything. You must arrange the banquet hall services because we cannot postpone the marriage. He is saying that it is not possible. So what is the legal proposition in that regard?
So fire being one of the factors which is beyond the control of that banquet hall owner. So I think that he will not be legally liable because it is something which was beyond his control. So that is why.
So this is okay. This is a general layman answer. Which
Right.
section, which theory would you apply in this case?
So I would
Mhm.
so I would go to section 32 of the Contract
32.
Act in relation to contingent contract. Um, right, sir. Yes.
What is the contingency here?
So the contingency here would be that it is a fire. So yes, if it is specifically mentioned in the contract, it would be a contingent contract. If it is not specifically mentioned, then so I'm not able to recall the exact section.
Okay, fine. Have you ever heard about the doctrine of frustration?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Where it is so?
So under the Indian Contract Act itself.
Under
But
the Indian
yes, sir.
acts?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
section number for that?
Sir, I'm extremely sorry. I'm not able to recall.
Okay, fine. No issue in that. So, मुझे ये बताइए, a person has applied for the judicial services. He gets frustrated. Because he failed in the prelims itself, and then he attempted to commit suicide. When he saved, and now you want to prosecute him as a prosecutor, or you can say the prosecution wants to prosecute him. So what is the legal provisions regarding that? Would he be punished? Where, if so, what is the provision in that regard? What is the present scenario?
So, under IPC, under section 309, the attempt to commit suicide is a punishable offense with 1 year of imprisonment. But sir, as of now, the Mental Health Care Act, which is there, under that in section 115, a prosecution is barred. So I think that the person will not be liable for any conviction.
Okay, good, good. Secondly, you let me know, a person approaches to the police station with a complaint that someone in his neighborhood slapped him. Fine. He's complaining that his neighbor has slapped him mercilessly. So kindly report the matter, kindly register the FIR and take action against him. The police authorities take his complaint, but they did do nothing in that regard. So what is the remedy, whether these police officers are justified in not taking action in that case? One question. Second is, what is the remedy with that the person who is victim of that incident?
Yes, sir. The police officer, if refuses to register the FIR, then under section 154, a further remedy has been provided to the person. He can approach the superintendent of police and in writing and by post, whatever grievance is there, whatever offense he wishes to get registered. In brief, that substance of that problem can be conveyed to the superintendent of police of that area. And if the SP, yes, sir.
Okay, continue. You continue.
Okay, sir.
Just चलिए मैं आपकी बात
So
समझ
is
गया.
the SP
I got
okay,
your
sir.
I got your point. You want to say that he should seek grievance under section 150 clause 3 and thereafter 156(3). Fine. So, Madam Mahima, my question to you is this: don't you think that a judge should be a good listener?
Yes, sir.
Don't you think he or she should apply everything, all the mights requiring that whether that provision is attracted here or not? Don't you think that judge should be a person of patience? He should be or not? Please reply. Now,
Yes, sir.
what is the complaint here in this case? You lose the patience. I think you don't listen. What I said to you, he was slapped mercilessly, you can say, even though.
Right.
In what cases FIR is registered?
Sir, I understood it to be grievous hurt. I did think that it would be hurt.
How can you understand that? My question is, in which cases police persons are supposed to register FIR?
Sir, under cognizable cases.
And what is the offense here? Slapping?
Sir, it would be hurt then. Yes, it would be hurt.
It would be hurt. Is it cognizable or non-cognizable?
Sir, it is a non-cognizable offense.
Even then, you would recommend to go 154 clause 3?
No, sir. Then under section 155, as you said that the person approached the police officer, then the police officer would direct the person to the magistrate. Otherwise, the person can even go directly to the magistrate for registering the complaint.
Then why did you give the wrong answer earlier?
Sir, I thought it's my mistake, sir. I thought it to be grievous hurt, and so I went from the point of view of cognizable offense.
It indicates you are not attentive person, and a judge. I think you are not suitable for judge.
I'm sorry, sir. It was just. I think it was something that I thought in my mind, and I could not understand your question.
So what should be, if you have not understood something, tomorrow you will be a judicial officer and there will lawyers before you, and if you have not understood and then if you are mistakenly applying law, how will you serve the people? How will you handle the situations? You will deliver the wrong judgments. What would
Sir,
you say?
I think this experience has taught me that if something is not clear, so I will seek clarification from the lawyers before I put my mind to the facts. Yes.
Okay. So, Mahima ma'am, suppose you are posted in a remote area of the Maharashtra. and your family is based in Mumbai, and your family is in dire need that anyhow you should be transferred to the Mumbai. One day you receive a call from the High Court judge that there is a matter pending before you. There is a matter pending before you, and that is regarding a bail. Granting bail to a, because that accused is someone known to the High Court judge.
Right.
This matter is also not very serious. In this case, bail can be granted or may not be granted. It is all upon your discretion. And now there is an implied threat also. Implied threat as well, and implied temptation. If you do that, you may be transferred to Mumbai. And if you are not, you may face other kind of consequences, because he is your administrative judge. You are in direct control of him. Your ACR, your promotions, everything is in his hand. He can do anything against or in your favor. How will you handle in that situation?
So here two things are there that I have to keep in consideration. First is, as you said, that regarding my parents who are having that need and they are urging that I should come home. So that is one person who I will be required to speak to, and I will definitely be able to convince them that since my profession requires me to be in that remote area, I will not be able to come, and I will also try in any means that are possible to ensure that they can come and stay with me. Regarding the administrative judge who is there, sir, I think that before any fear or favor, my first responsibility is towards my profession. And so even if there is any sort of offer that is being given that you will be transferred to Mumbai or anywhere, I will not be swayed by it. And for me, being able to discharge the duties of my profession with utmost honesty would be more important. I do understand that there will be, as you said, that any action could be taken against me, but that for me, sir, is all right as long as my conscience is clear that I discharge my functions to my best ability.
Okay. Now, suppose in some you are handling some case and that is the accused is a high profile. You can say that he's a very dangerous person. You can say like Don type persons, and it is very difficult or risky to handle his case. And there is huge pressure upon you if you goes against him in any way, if you deliver any judgment against him, your entire family will face the consequences. This is a direct threat to you, extended to you. And you are remotely posted. There is no such kind of security arrangements as well. How will you handle that situation?
Sir, if it is something relating to a threat, then I would definitely like to seek protection, and I would like to inform the police authorities that are there. And as regards the seriousness of the situation and the pressure, I think that every accused before me, I would see in a neutral light and not in the sense of the person being a high profile or not. So that would be my approach, sir.
You will handle it fearlessly.
Yes, sir.
So have you been so much fearless in your personal life?
Sir, I have not really faced any such situations, but I do understand that whatever little bit of my fear that I have been able to overcome, that I would be able to convert into my professional life also and overcome any challenges that come.
Mm-hmm. So what do you Article 19, if I come to Article 19, that gives you
Yes,
freedom
sir.
of speech and expression. Do you think this wearing any attire is also freedom, a part of speech and expression, part of expression, freedom of expression? Is it so?
Sir, in
Wearing any dress? Just little question. Be very brief. If I wear this kind of coat, is it the part of my expression?
Yes, sir. It could be considered as
Fine.
part of your profession.
Fine. If a student, if a person wants to come to the school or to any college wearing any dress like hijab, I must say particularly, will it not be his or her fundamental right to come in that because he is more comfortable in that? And if you are checking that, if you are controlling that, is it not the breach of his or her fundamental right? What do you say about this?
So, since the matter is pending before the Karnataka High Court, I am just following the legal developments that are going on. So, I have not been able to really decide from my perspective. I think I'm not competent to do that. So, since the matter is sub judice, I
See,
am awaiting whether it would be a part of free speech and expression or not.
see, this is very diplomatic, and you are not supposed to be. You are the student of law. You have qualified this means as well, and this is not something which we need the judicial pronouncement. What is the law settled so far? You can answer on the basis of that. And this is
Right,
not
sir.
because you are not the party to the suit, you are not party to the that writ matter. Therefore, the that is saying that this is now at present sub judice, this will not go against you. You can very well comment over that. We are really seriously want your opinion in that regard. What do you say about that?
Right,
Whether
sir. My
this is
personal opinion, yes, sir. So, my personal opinion regarding this is that the hijab, first of all, has to withstand the test of essential religious practice. And if it does do that, as it is claimed in the petition also, that hijab, since it is an essential religious practice, so therefore no one should be prohibited from wearing it. So, that constitutionally should be one question and one test that the hijab must withstand before being qualified and before the girls can finally wear it, because the contention here is primarily related to it being an essential religious practice.
suppose it is established that it is an essential practice,
Right.
then would you allow that?
So yes, the essential religious practice means that the religion is such that if that practice is
Okay,
removed.
we don't go into that. What is the meaning? We
Right,
accept
right.
we accept it. We accept it.
Yes,
Hijab is the
yes.
suppose this is a purely we are just admitted that hijab is considered to be if it is or it is not or if it is that is a different story. Just
Right.
assume. Would you like to favor that hijab wearing in that?
So, in my understanding, it should really be a part of freedom of speech and expression, because
Fine.
from the little that I have been able to gain from reading the current legal developments, what I believe, in my personal opinion and in my limited understanding, is that it is something that girls and women, they wear as part of their choice, and when they feel that they they use it as a process of spiritual awakening. They use it as a path to feel closer to Allah. So, if it is made an essential religious practice, then all the Muslim women will then be mandated to wear it. So, I think that it will be better if it goes under Article 19(1)(a) as part of free
Okay,
speech and
okay,
expression.
okay, fine, fine. Don't you think whether these the freedoms of Article 19, are these freedoms absolute freedoms?
No, sir, they are subjected to some reasonable restrictions.
So you believe that even those freedoms can be subjected to reasonable restrictions. Do you
Right,
agree?
sir. Yes,
What
sir.
is what is Article 25?
Sir, Article 25 says that it deals with the freedom of religion, the right to profess, practice, and propagate religion. And it is
Fine.
subjected to certain limitations, yes, sir.
Hmm. So this is what freedom of religion.
Yes.
Is that right? Is that right? Is absolute?
No, sir, it is not.
It can also be restricted. On what grounds?
Yes. Sir, on public order, morality, part 3 of the Constitution, and even the secular,
Health,
economic,
health,
financial, health also,
health,
yes, sir.
health. Okay, fine, fine.
Yes, yes,
So let's conclude this.
yes, sir.
This may be your religious right, or this may be as a fundamental right of freedom of
Right.
expression. both rights can be restricted.
Yes.
So even though we accept this essential religious practice, don't you think it can be restricted even on that ground?
Yes, sir,
Considering the secular,
definitely.
considering the secular character of the education institutions.
Sir, in India, the secularism, as I understand, is not something that completely bars people from showing and wearing their like their religious symbols. So even like we see that people are wearing turbans, and even if girls come wearing hijab, I think it is something to celebrate our culture, and it definitely, even though it can be curtailed, but I think that complete restriction is not the correct thing, because that is the beauty of our nation.
So even on that ground, you would like to allow them in the hijab, in anyhow,
So
right?
definitely subject to the restrictions that are there. If they are able to fall within the restrictions, yes, definitely I would like to allow.
And what if there is a rule and regulation of a school or the college that none of the students should come in any kind of religious attire?
Right.
What would be your call on that?
So in that case also, I think that a person, as right from the childhood, not only learns education from the school, but also as part of their religion, as part of their spiritual development, there are some things that they inculcate right from the childhood. So it is, I think, a great place for even the students right from the level of their schooling, that they do get to interact with people of different religions, and they should get curious to know about the religious symbols of different religions, and enhance their knowledge and broaden their exposure.
Mhm. So in anyhow, what I gather that you mean to say whether it is the restrictions under section under Article 19 or Article 25, or if there is any rule or regulation of any education institution in that regard, everyone should be permitted to wear whatever they want,
Yes, sir,
right?
subject to the
Yes.
restrictions of the constitution. Yes, sir, subject to
And
Article
and
19
now
too. Yes.
if I take this proposition to the judicial services,
Right.
right? If sometime you say or anyone say that I will not follow the decorum of the judicial officer dress code, and now I will come in different kind of attire. I will come in burqa, I will come in hijab, or like that. So will that also be will be justified in that case?
Sir, as long as it does not intervene or interfere in any way with the due discharge of duties of a judicial officer, I think that yes, wearing a burqa should not be a violation of the dress code.
Are you sure? A judicial officer wearing hijab?
Sir, I've personally not got the chance to any such judicial officer, but since we do have the freedom of religion to profess and practice our religion, and if it comes as part of the religious practice, then maybe.
So everything is subject to, you mean to say there is no discipline, nothing comes in the way of expression. You are saying like that?
Sir, it will be subject to the restrictions under Article 19(2),
Where
such
are
as public order, morality, etc.
ma'am, where are the restrictions? Your every answer is suggesting that even if it is the dress code of the judicial officer, or if it is the dress code in the school or colleges, nothing should come in the way of expression of wearing dress. You are saying like this.
Sir, I
You are saying that there should be nothing disciplined in life. Everything should be subject to the personal will.
Sir, perhaps I
saying
did
so?
not convey my answer clearly. I was saying that everything, whatever type of dress code is there, whether in the profession or in education, if it comes under Article 19(1)(a), it has to satisfy the test under Article 19(2). And if it
Okay,
does fall under the restrictions, then yes, it will be available, sir.
fine, 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 fine. Relaxed? Feeling relaxed or
Yes,
tensed?
sir. No, sir, I'm feeling relaxed.
No issue. चलिए अच्छी बात है. May I know who is the Chief Justice of High Court at present? High Court Maharashtra,
Sir, it's
Bombay High Court.
of okay, sir, of Bombay High Court, it's Honorable Chief Justice Dipankar Datta.
How many lady judges are there in High Court?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of the exact number of female judges.
Okay, you are not even aware whether there is any lady judge or not.
Sir, yes, there are some lady judges.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is there any latest judgment you can say that you are aware that which was pronounced by the High Court of Bombay?
Sir, recently one judgment that came into light was that of Honorable Justice Pushpa Ganediwala. She recently resigned, and it was in relation to the POCSO judgment. She said that since skin-to-skin contact, as long as there's no skin-to-skin contact, it would not amount to a sexual offense. So that was something that was reversed by the Supreme Court. So she resigned recently, sir, and that came again into limelight.
So what is the exact law at present in that regard?
I'm sorry, sir, I've not been able to read the POCSO Act. But the Supreme Court, in relation to the present judgment, has said that the strict requirement that was laid down by the Bombay High Court, that skin-to-skin contact, as long as it is not there, it does not become a sexual offense, that has been removed. So even if there is no skin-to-skin contact, mere touching of the clothes of the victim in an inappropriate manner that makes them feel offended in that sense, it would amount to an offense.
Okay, okay. Leave. Thank you, Mahima. It was
Thank you,
really
sir.
nice
Thank you so
interaction
much.
with you. Thank you. We can conclude this now. Fine. So
Sure, sir.
now अब हमारा second round शुरू होगा. We will start the second round of this, and then I would like to discuss with you what are the positives and what are the negatives with you. Fine.
Thank you,
You
sir.
can.
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, you can take your notebook right now.
Yes, sir. I have it. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Mahima, I am glad to convey to you that your confidence level is superb. You don't need more confidence than you have at present. That is perfectly there.
Okay.
There is a clarity of speech, no problem in that. That will go in your favor. Fine. What is required here? What I suggest you, your answers should not be too lengthy. Your answers should not be too lengthy. आपके answers बहुत lengthy नहीं होने चाहिए. होना ये चाहिए कि if जैसे when I asked you about the Mumbai, you kept on saying everything you
Right.
know. Okay,
Yes.
this was your quite lengthy answer in that case. Fine. What you can do, what you can do, this is a trick. This is a trick of handling interviews. You say something and you stop yourself in such a way that the interviewer becomes curious of knowing further in that regard.
Right.
You leave something in such a way that the other person, that is who is asking you, who is interviewer, should ask something, then you answer it. So there will be multiple of questions on the same field. Are you getting this point? If you
Yes,
say
sir.
everything in as a stretch, then I will have to switch to another point. Now I will have to go to legal side or other side.
Right.
But if you are saying that if you feel that you are very much comfortable about the Mumbai questions, then you should break your answers in such a way.
Okay.
So it's a very charming, it's a very very beautiful city. Full stop. Now, how it is beautiful, what is the charm. Let me ask a question.
Yes, yes.
Fine. And this has a very religious importance as well, sir. Full stop. Now I will ask you, how when you say this is, then you will come to the Kumbha Devi, then you will come to the other religious thing. But when you say everything in a single answer, you lose something.
Yes, correct. Yes.
So try to, this is the art of answer interview, that you have limited time, 15 to 20 minutes. Within
Correct.
that 15 to 20 minutes, you should try that the interviewer asks the questions from your field. Your field means the field in which you are comfortable. If he has started into that, try to keep him in that only.
Right.
Otherwise, agar wo switch karte rahenge, if he continues to switching, there may be some areas as you finally got stuck into Hizab. Finally, suppose वो टाइम ही नहीं रहता उतना, तो वहां तक मैं आ ही नहीं पाता. तो एक तो ये ध्यान रखेंगे, you should not give too much lengthy answers.
Okay.
Fine.
Yes,
Next,
sir.
whenever there are questions you did not understand, don't hesitate to repeat that question. Sir, I'm sorry sir, I did not get, can you repeat the question please? So in that way, when you understand this from all the perspective, as you stuck in this the hard answer, you just started answering the question.
Right.
So basically, in an interview, what we try to analyze that whether you have all the qualities which a judge has, is supposed to have. And one of the quality is that he should not be too tempted to answer the questions. He should be person of patience. Have patience, understand all the tricks. I want to test your analytical power. And how can I test your analytical power? Whether did you get the facts, did you analyze each and every word I spoke? Fine.
Yes,
only understand, particularly in the scenario based or problem based questions, you should always try to understand the question properly. What is the hidden agenda, what the examiner is going to ask from me. That should be only then you should answer. Right. Next is what I come to the Hizab controversy. So Karnataka High Court has pronounced its judgment that it is always subject to the rules and regulations of the educational institution. If the educational institution has provided a set of uniform, then everyone should come into that uniform. Fine. So religious practice, even if it is a religious practice, even if it is, there are certain fundamental rights are always subject to the reasonable restrictions. And there, even in case of the Article 19 or even in the case of Article 25, reasonable restrictions can be imposed even on the basis of the public order. If we allow everyone to express their religious feelings over there, then there can be no end, and there can be a law and order, public order situation in the school itself. So the basic purpose of education may be frustrated. Like you kept, once you analyze you are on wrong path, you should not be so much adamant. I asked you, should it be applicable in case of judicial officer? You said yes. Allow Hizab there also.
Sir, because I related to like judges wearing turbans, 6 judges they wear turbans, so I thought that then hijab should not come in between. So
Hizab and wearing you should follow certain principles. Kya? Ki sir, if there is a disciplined, if there are strict rules and regulations or instructions of any institution, whether it is a professional institution like judiciary or if it is a school or college, every citizen should follow that. That is the point. we should abide. You should see, you should look like a law abiding person. You are not supposed to be a disturbing person on just because you love diversity, because you favor so much cultural diversity, but
Right.
it should not disturb the disciplined life of our institutions like judiciaries.
Correct.
There will be some now there will be in police personnel, army personnel, everyone, if they are started demanding like this, it is very difficult to manage the things.
Yes.
This is what. So don't stretch yourself. आप इसको करेक्ट कर लीजिए. हिजाब कंट्रोवर्सी को क्वेश्चंस आपके आ सकते हैं, though it is a fundamental right, but reasonable restrictions can be imposed over that, and I am in very much favor. I respect and I am believer that one should have the liberty to wear what he wants, but it should be outside the educational institutions.
Okay.
Everyone is free. This is not, and there should be no controversy over that.
Right.
आप इसको ऐसे लेकर के आइए इसको, है ना, बस. But in that case, इसमें ये जरूर करेंगे कि but I firmly believe that the task of implementing these regulations belongs to the administrative authorities, whether of a school or the district. Public should not, opposite religious persons should not create any controversy in that.
Right.
They should not threaten some girl like this. This is what. ठीक है, तो बैलेंस कीजिए इसको, कर लेंगे आप. And I believe did you need, was there contract in your syllabus or not?
So yes, it was there. These small acts I have not revised yet, so that's why even though I tried hard to recall, वो आया नहीं sir.
So revise it practically. जहाँ पर हो सकते हैं, at least जो main important, you should revise those questions, because अभी तो मैंने पूछे नहीं थे फिर आपसे वो. आपने IPC I am glad you answered very well. Fine, in that case also CRPC में आपने थोड़ा सा गलती करी, है ना. So इसका तो last word of advice is that please understand the questions and then answer. अगर आपने इसको संभाल लिया तो I think you are going to, and I know I am getting feelings कि you are going to become judge in this attempt itself. I can write down it on the wall. Right.
Thank you so much, sir. With your blessings only.
Mahima is going to be selected this time, Mr. No one can stop you. No one can stop you. Just brush up this legal provisions वहाँ पर. और उसी के साथ में you should बस जल्दबाजी मत करना वहाँ पर, है ना. Otherwise, I have tested your confidence, clarity level. You are required humbleness is there, and everything is there. Everything is there. Nothing is required to be improved, only on the points which I have set to you. डिमैन्यू और आप पहुंच ही गए थे 280 पे, तो थोड़ा ब्रश अप कीजिए अपने लीगल प्रोविजंस को, वहां पर उनको ब्रश अप कर लीजिए. ठीक, बस यही है. इट इज ऑल अबाउट. ठीक है महिमा, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Yes sir. Sir, can I ask 2 questions?
हाँ, yes please. I was asking that if any query, please ask.
Yes sir. Sir, first was regarding that offense part of it. So when you mentioned that statement that the person goes and he was slapped mercilessly, so I, like, somehow in my own mind I put that limitation that I'm not supposed to ask you, sir, which offense are you referring to, because I thought that is something that I have to understand on my own and then deal with the answer.
In that situation, you should clarify. You may ask, with due respect, sir, I want to have some clarity over that. As you said that he was beaten mercilessly, so was it whether that the injury caused remained only hurt or it was grievous hurt? तो आप clarify कर लीजिए अगर हाँ confusion है तो.
Okay. Right. I thought that I should not ask it, so that's why I myself only I understood it to be maybe.
Even if I'm slapping tap mercilessly, it will remain hurt unless it comes into the category of 320.
Yes.
But even if you feel you have, because you are taking a call, as it is a grievous hurt. So better be clear first. Even as a judicial officer, you will have to see the what is the report, what is the nature suggested by the doctor on the MLC, whether it is a simple hurt or it is a grievous hurt. In that case, so generally through these kind of problems, interview board tries to check so many things: your analytical power, whether everyone says I am a good listener, everyone says I have good analytical power, everyone says like that, but how can I check? I can check through only these kind of questions. Did you analyze properly? Did you understand the question properly? Were you having patience enough to understand the question? Were you too quick to answer? You are saying I am a person of patience, but you are too quick to answer. Getting? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. तो आप ऐसे प्रॉब्लम्स में आपकी जो आपकी एबिलिटीज हैं वो आपकी चेक की जाती है. मैंने आपकी क्लास ली थी एक बार, जो क्लास अटेंड किया था आपने, उसको दोबारा देख लेना. आपके सभी आंसर्स में आपने जो क्वालिटीज बताई थी एनालिटिकल और ये सब जो आपने बताई है, इसका रेडीमेड आंसर रखिए कि आपने ग्रोथ ओरिएंटेड हैं और ये सब आप उस इन लाइन कीजिए. टाइम मैनेजमेंट, गोल ओरिएंटेड, एम्पैथी. जबकि मैंने आपको क्या बताया था, व्हाट आर द क्वालिटीज ऑफ अ जज, उनको आपने मेंशन नहीं किया.
Sir, I felt that I won't be able to describe or relate if they asked me, you tell me one incident. So like fearlessness is one of the qualities that we discussed that day. So
आप वहीं से लाइए कि अगर ये क्वेश्चन हो, what kind of qualities do you have if you are claiming that you should be judge, है ना? Sir, I'm a person who is always curious to acquire more and more knowledge of law and more wisdom. In that case, I read books, I interact with the high dignitaries in my law, and I have felt that I am, by my nature, I am the justice loving person. I can't see any injustice in the personal life or in practical life or this. So I can say that I am a person who loves and who imbibes the principles of justice. I'm too neutral in my life as well, right? And I am a fearless person. I think the pressure, if there any, I will not succumb to any kind of pressure as well. And I'm a person of patience. I am a very good listener. I'm a good reader. So I have all those qualities which I believe a judge should have. अब वहां लेकर के आइए. अब आप जो क्वालिटीज में लेकर चले जाती हैं, टाइम मैनेजमेंट, तो एम भी कीजिए. गोल ओरिएंटेड सभी को होना चाहिए. एम्पैथी, तो आप मदर टेरेसा टाइप काइंड कुछ काम करना शुरू कीजिए. एनजीओ चलाइए. आप ऐसी क्वालिटीज क्यों बताते हैं जो आप जजेस में की क्वालिटीज नहीं आई है आपके उसमें. तो मेक श्योर कि जज की क्वालिटी में आप उन सभी बातों को लेकर के आए जिसमें जो मैंने आपको बताई है. ठीक है, बिकॉज ये बहुत हल्की क्वालिटीज आप, ये सच्चाई आ गई एक्चुअली. ये है सच्चाई जो वहां पर हमने सच्चाई को भी इस तरीके से रखना है कि प्रॉपर्ली वर्डेड अच्छी तरीके से चला जाए. ठीक है. इफ यू आर सेइंग यू आर अ पर्सन ऑफ विजडम, एक्वायरिंग विजडम, इट्स ऑलवेज देयर. सही है. यू आर ए फियरलेस पर्सन, ये भी सही है. मतलब वो कह नहीं रही है, पहचान नहीं पा रही है आपको कहना है. ठीक है. तो बी रेडी. आप उसको प्रिपेयर कीजिए अच्छे तरीके से. इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर
सर वो हिजाब बैन वाला भी, सर आई वाज टेलिंग माय रिस्ट्रिक्शन दैट इट विल बी सब्जेक्ट टू रीजनेबल रिस्ट्रिक्शन, बट हाउ इन अ बेटर वे शुड आई हैव पुट इट, बिकॉज़ आई केप्ट सेइंग दैट इट विल बी सब्जेक्ट टू आर्टिकल 19(2).
तो मुझे याद दिलाना, आई विल मेक अ शॉर्ट वीडियो ओवर द हिजाब आंसर. ठीक है. और मैं सभी को दूंगा फिर को.
ठीक है सर. मेरा वही एक मेन था. आई वाज टेलिंग सब्जेक्ट टू आर्टिकल 19(2) बट कन्वे नहीं हो पाया.
मुझे याद दिला देना जरूर. तो मैंने कई बार प्रेशर में लाने की कोशिश की जानबूझ करके. थोड़ा प्रेशर में लाते हैं उसको. तो ऐसा होता है कई बार. तो डोंट नेवर लूज योर कॉन्फिडेंस. वो एक टैक्टिक्स होती है कि आपको देखते हैं कि आप कितना डरते हैं उस समय.
So sir, when you were continuously asking me the same question, I felt that you are testing whether I'll change my opinion or not, because I kept justifying it will be subject to 19(2). तो वो
तो just never do that. Actually, if you just realize it, if you are not on right track, you may change. और ये हिजाब कंट्रोवर्सी ऐसी है कि it may be asked.
Yes.
और पर्टिकुलर
ठीक है
जो
सर।
कुछ केसेस जो हैं आपके, जैसे आपने नंबर ऑफ मैंने पूछा आपको लेडी जजेस ये पता
हाँ,
होना चाहिए,
राइट
बीइंग
राइट,
ये पता कर लीजिए अच्छे तरीके से। और भी जो
ठीक है।
लेडी ऑफिसर्स हैं, कोई वहाँ पर IPS ऑफिसर हो, कोई ऐसी पोजीशन पर हो, कोई मिनिस्ट्री में लेडी मिनिस्टर्स हो, उनका आपके बारे में पता होना चाहिए। ठीक है, ये जरूर करिए। ठीक है महिमा, कंक्लूड करते हैं।
यस सर,
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
यस सर, थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू, बाय सर, थैंक यू सर।
बाय। So this was Mahima Saini. Very good. Very, I can claim that she's going to be selected this time. No one can stop her.